Hello, Professor. Our group has done a study on the Indian agriculture sector, and we've done some visualizations that we want to present, where our audiences are the Ministry of Finance for the strategic dashboard and the Ministry of Finance for the analytic dashboard. So, going through the strategic dashboard, what we have tried to show here is firstly to the Finance Ministry that how the agriculture sector is performing or contributing towards the Indian GDP. So if we look at it, the green here symbolizes the agriculture sector, the blue represents the services sector, and the orange represents the industry sector. And it's fairly clear in visualizing the fact that the services sector has been dominating the Indian GDP over the last 10 years, and the industry sector also has been growing a little bit over the last few years. But in the case of the agriculture sector, it has been drastically reducing in terms of the contribution percentage in the agriculture towards GDP. With that being said, we also want the Finance Ministry to take note of the fact that with the GDP reducing over time, over the last 10 years, the agriculture contribution towards GDP reducing over the last few years, what has additionally improved as such has been the agriculture value added per worker, which means that the worker has become more efficient, and he has been efficient, but then the gradient of the color represents the rural population as such. So what you can clearly see is that people have been moving away from rural area. It could be due to lack of job opportunities or other factors. But what clearly indicates is the fact that the worker production has been going up, and the population of the worker community who work on agriculture has been reducing. So the overall population of the working size has been reducing. And with this being said, we also want to bring up another point where the actual employment, if you look at the agriculture sector, it employs about 50% of Indian population. And with such a large population, you would expect that the GDP is the agriculture's contribution towards GDP is of the same manner. But here we see that clearly it's well below it's below 20%. So the possible reason that we kind of analyze is that over the last 10 years, the agricultural land that can be cultivated, so what is suitable for agriculture, has been constant at 60% of the total arable land is what is being used for agriculture. And of that agriculture, of the land that is being used for agriculture, only this much percent, which is more or less around the 30%, is what is being used for irrigation. So it clearly shows the fact that we need to be doing more projects or investments where we increase the irrigation of the land. Now what we also want to kind of show the Ministry of Agriculture in our analytic dashboard is that there are the three major crops which contributes towards the agriculture output, them being cotton, rice and wheat. We've used them to also showcase which states in India have been contributing towards them. The way we've ordered them is based on the amount, the summation of the production on all these three items. And below we've also shown states which have been producing less, but also have equal opportunity to produce better because they have more rainfall they have, suppose say for an example, Maharashtra, the state Maharashtra is relatively producing so much amount, but then it has favorable conditions such as high rainfall and good temperatures so that it can produce the necessary crop. So these states are states where the government can invest and drive production in agriculture. With this being said, we have actually used filters on states, so on the items. So for example, if you click on cotton, you can see the top producing states corresponding to cotton. Similarly, if the Ministry of Agriculture wants to look at what are the top producing rice states, he can click on view them, and similarly he can do the same for wheat. So this was our brief attempt in educating or bringing to notice what can be improved in the agriculture sector in India, and hope the necessary ministry takes note of it.